This morning, Madison prepares for large demonstrations joining nationwide protests today on No King's Day.
And while it may be dry for today, it may not be dry for all as we go into Father's Day Sunday. The latest using Future Track on Sunday storms.
Well, good morning and thanks for waking up with us today. You are watching Weekend Mornings. I'm Michelle Renee Quinn.
And I'm Alex Harrington, and you're watching Weekend Mornings. Today is Saturday, June 14th, and we're starting today off with some motivational quotes, and we've got a quote from the Dalai Lama this morning.
Yes, it says, happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. Now, I love this quote because we create our happiness every morning.
That's right.
Every day.
Your own destiny, right?
Exactly.
All the choices that you make lead you to that pathway of happiness. And speaking of happiness, let's talk about some weather that I think will make some folks happy for a Saturday. Temperature starting off refreshing in the upper 50s, right around 60 degrees. Pretty comfortable for this time of year, but we've got some rain also in the forecast, and we do need those raindrops. Some of our areas of southern Wisconsin and parts of northern Wisconsin are still dealing with drought conditions. Right now, rain, not very widespread, but that is going to change over the course next 24 hours as we go just a little bit off to the north and west. Some showers up towards the Eau Claire area. And putting Future Track together, most of those showers are going to stay up towards Eau Claire and up towards northern Wisconsin for today. But we have got changes in the way. Rainfall chances are going to push that scatter category as early as Father's Day Sunday. Coming up in Maine Weather, we'll use Future Track to show you when those showers and thunderstorms will arrive in your neighborhood. And will everyone see those showers and thunderstorms? I have those answers coming right up.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Alex. We'll check back in very shortly. Topping our news this morning, Madison is prepared for demonstrations that join the nationwide protest against ICE raids and President Trump's policies. Two major rallies are expected to draw thousands to downtown Madison. The business community downtown says they expect more foot traffic with any demonstration. And while protests can conjure up images of looting and destruction, downtown's Central Business Improvement District says downtown Madison is good at handling demonstrations, but still.
This is a larger event. We're in consistent communication with a lot of city officials, Dane County, of course, MPD, the university, police department. Everybody has eyes on this and is well prepared to not only protect people, but protect property.
There are two rallies happening this morning. The first is part of a nationwide women's march event called Kick Out the Clowns. It's part of over 350 actions happening across all 50 states, coinciding with President Donald Trump's military birthday parade in D.C. Organizers chose Madison as the main site, calling it, quote, MAGA's favorite political playground, after recent high-profile political clashes in Wisconsin. Circus-themed actions will take place in more than 200 cities nationwide, with activists wearing clown costumes to protest what they call the Trump administration's clown show fascism. That is this afternoon from 12 to 2 p.m. at Library Mall. Now, Madison Police Chief John Patterson says they've been in close contact with protest organizers. He calls it an open and ongoing dialogue aimed at making sure everyone can protest peacefully.
We've got to do our due diligence to make sure we're trying both before, during, and after to stay in good communication so that we're ensuring safety.
Patterson says he doesn't anticipate anything like 2020 or current protests in LA to happen in Madison. And the No Kings March will follow that at 2 from Library Mall to King Street for a rally on Capitol Square. The rally will feature local speakers who support democracy. No Kings rallies are being held all throughout southern Wisconsin. Stoughton's kicks off this morning at 9 a.m., followed by McFarland at 10 and Cambridge at noon. Janesville, Watertown, Dodgeville, Monroe, Waukesha, and Richland Center are also having events, and you can visit nokings.org for precise times and locations. Protesters will also gather on La Crosse's south side as part of the national demonstration. The La Crosse rally runs from noon to 2 p.m. at State Road and Losey Boulevard. Organizers call it a peaceful visibility event to publicly oppose the rise of fascism. The La Crosse mayor encourages everyone to be safe and respectful, stating in part, as this community continues to speak up about issues of injustice, safety is the #1 priority, next to making sure the collective voice is heard. Switching gears here, 200 Marines are in Los Angeles today to guard a federal building. This is in preparation for No King's Day, the nationwide demonstrations against President Trump's policies this weekend. The Marine troops, wearing combat gear and carrying rifles, take over posts from National Guard members who were deployed after protests erupted last week. Now to the conflict between Israel and Iran as it intensifies. The Israel Defense Forces said their Iron Dome system intercepted most of the missiles Iran aimed at Israel. White House officials say the U.S. provided additional help. Iran's supreme leader vowed severe revenge, while Israel's prime minister made a direct appeal to the Iranian nation.
We're also clearing the path for you to achieve your objective, which is freedom. In the past 24 hours, we've taken out top military commanders, senior nuclear scientists, the Islamic regime's most significant enrichment facility, and a large portion of its ballistic missile arsenal.
Iran's U.S. ambassador says 78 people were killed and more than 300 were injured in attacks by missiles. Now, taking a look at Wall Street, ending the week in red Friday, it was not a good day for the markets. The Dow dropping 770 points, the Nasdaq loses 256, and the S&P is down 68. Time now is 8:05. Still ahead, we're taking you back to Dodge County, where tornadoes tore through the town just 1 month ago. What community members are doing to help the family rebuild. But first, Alex will be back with a full look of your first warn forecast. This is Weekend Mornings. Stay with us. Beloved Dane County tradition is back. It's the annual Breakfast on the Farm, and this year's host is Hinchley's Dairy Farm, a family-run operation that's been welcoming visitors for decades. They milk 240 cows with robotic help and have been giving tours for over 25 years. Come for breakfast, stay for live music, antique tractors, barnyard animals, and plenty of Wisconsin dairy. The fun runs from 7 a.m. to 11:30. Tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for kids, and free for those under 2. Breakfast, parking, and activities included. More information can be found at danecountydairy.org.
Just in the thick of things right now. It's starting at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Have you ever had breakfast on a farm?
Oh, yeah. I grew up on a farm, Rena, Wisconsin.
Okay.
So about 30 miles west of Madison. So Iowa County dairy breakfast is the last one I went to, and I cannot remember which farm it was on. Sorry, I'm closing my eyes because I'm trying to remember. But we were talking before. I had some food between our 5 and 6 o'clock show and now, so I'm not quite as hungry as I was during that 5 and 6 o'clock show.
I know, me too, too.
Now, have you been to a dairy breakfast before?
I haven't, but there are so many that happen. I think I'm going to try to get out there before the end of the summer.
Just go out and try pancakes, eggs, sausage. You'll get milk, your choice of beverage.
I just want to see the cows, really.
Or that too.
Yeah, you know, I can have breakfast anywhere, but on the farm I get to see all the little animals.
Get the whole tour.
Yes.
And today, folks that are out there in Cambridge, anywhere in southern Wisconsin, are going to enjoy a nice day today. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s to right around 80 degrees. And that includes our friends that also tune in this hour up towards La Crosse, up towards the Eau Claire and the Black River Falls area. A couple showers up towards the north and towards the west. And the showers are going to stay to the north and to the west of much of the area as they move forth through the daytime hours today. And we can use Future Track to show you where are those showers going to be today and where will those showers be as we go into Father's Day Sunday, because it'll be a tale of two different stories here today. Those showers are going to stay up towards La Crosse, up towards Camp Douglas and central and northern Wisconsin. But as we go into the overnight hours, those shower chances move into parts of southern Wisconsin as well. It's a small chance, and I think many areas, again, are going to be dry in southern Wisconsin until we get a little bit later into Father's Day Sunday. Take a peek here. Future Track showing showers and thunderstorms developing, especially over the southwestern, third or so of the state. 2 bouts of showers and thunderstorms as we go into Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. But take note, areas Madison over towards Juneau, Watertown, Monroe, and Janesville as those showers and thunderstorms move to the south and east as we go a little bit later into Father's Day Sunday. those showers and storm chances start to dwindle as we lose the heat of the day. And it's some of those areas that could really use some of the water. And as warm and more humid air start to move in, so going to Monday, a couple more showers and thunderstorms developing. But between now and Monday morning, best chances for water is going to be Madison areas to the north and west. This will include the Dells, La Crosse, Lone Rock, Prairie du Chien, Platteville, maybe picking upwards of a ½ inch. But areas down towards the Wisconsin-Illinois border, they are dealing with moderate drought conditions. And we've quite a few viewers that will send us messages saying, hey, thank you very much for showing as much of these water forecasts as you can give us, because we really, really desperately need those raindrops for areas south of Madison. And I got good news, at least from the rain department. Plenty of rain chances this week, going clear out through the 10-day period for southern Wisconsin and La Crosse as well. Unfortunately, it comes with a bit of a price, which is usually the case during the spring and summer months. We do have severe chances on Monday, some possibly on Tuesday. The highest chance right now looks to be Wednesday, with that unsettled weather pattern staying clear into the weekend. Level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather for a good portion of the state of Wisconsin on Monday, as that warm and humid air moves into the area, and areas to the south and east of Madison, best chances for severe weather. And this is days and days out towards Wednesday. What that means is there is the confidence is pretty high that severe thunderstorms will be possible in southern Wisconsin, I should say, on Wednesday. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. Temperatures heating on up into the 80s in La Crosse, 60s by night, and the same for Madison, turning warm, turning muggy, and that's the fuel for those showers and those thunderstorms starting on Father's Day, lasting really pretty much all the way through the 10-day forecast.
You know, it's going to be a rainy week, but like you said, we need it in some areas.
We really do need the raindrops, especially areas south of Madison right now. So fingers crossed we can get some good rains this week.
Yes. Thank you, Alex.
You bet.
Well, it's been almost 1 month since tornadoes tore through the towns of Juneau and Mayville in Dodge County, and almost 1 month since we brought you to the story of the Schwat family farm that was leveled in those storms. Our Maddie Heimsch takes us back to the site to see how the family is recovering and rebuilding.
The Schwant family tells me progress is being made day by day underneath the crushed silo and destroyed dairy barn, in hopes that they'll soon have a place for the cows to come home.
These are too expensive to rebuild. There's no way.
The $100,000 silo set to be completely demolished next week.
That silo is going to get taken down. They'll just go for scrap.
Finishing the job, the May tornado started.
It's a slow day-by-day process, you know, but that's all you can do is take it day by day and hope that somehow we're going to get something rebuilt, you know.
That storm leaving Bob Schwant Jr. and Sr. without their dairy operation, the roof of their home, or their cattle.
They're the ones that belong up here.
The farm's nearly 150 cows that scattered when the tornado hit are now accounted for and being cared for by nearby farmers.
Farm west of Juneau, he's got 29 of them, and another farm by Horicon. And everybody's taking care of them, thank goodness.
They say some of the cows sustained injuries. How are the cows doing? But are recovering. Bob Jr. and Sr. visit them often.
They're doing well. They're
Good,
doing
good.
well.
Above all, they say the past month of cleanup, bulldozing, and rebuilding has been underscored by one reminder.
The biggest thing I can appreciate that this here gentleman was right in the middle of the storm, along with their 2 grandsons, and they could have been swept away and been gone, been history, but good Lord up above saved us.
Tractor Supply in Waupun is hosting a community fundraising event for the farm Saturday from 10 to 6. Reporting in Juneau, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Thanks, Maddie. And we've got Alex back here to tell us a little bit more about tornadoes.
The month of June, this is usually the time of year where over many years, where we usually see our tornadoes start to peak, and as we go into July as well. But we've already had an early start to the season. We had tornadoes in April. We had tornadoes in May. Of course, those tornadoes in Dodge County occurred in May. So we've already had 22 tornadoes this year. Average in the state of Wisconsin for a whole year is about 30. So we're well on our way this year for
way above average.
Way above average for where we would typically be this time of year. Now, does that necessarily mean that the rest of the summer going into the rest of the severe weather season is going to continue that active pattern? It's been a bit on the quiet side lately overall. Not necessarily. So it doesn't mean that we're going to be busy all the way through the severe weather season. But what I can say this morning is this next week, going out through about the next 10 days, we'll be busy storm-wise across the state of Wisconsin. And undoubtedly, we're probably going to have some severe weather going along with the good rain chances, which we were just discussing that we need. So hopefully with the good rain chances, we can keep the severe weather threat low and hopefully no tornadoes. Again, thoughts with all the folks in Dodge County and some of the other areas that are still picking up the pieces from those tornadoes just a month ago. And again, hopefully with this upcoming work week that we don't have any big time severe weather, but First Warn Weather Team will be keeping everybody up to date.
Yes, they will. And you can always tune into that First Warn Weather Team with the Channel 3000 weather app. And for more details about that fundraising event this morning at 10 or to donate to the family's GoFundMe account, visit channel3000.com. Now, you're watching Weekend Mornings. Still ahead, escalation unfolds in Israel involving missile strikes and international involvement amid high-stakes negotiations. Stay tuned for the full story. And coming up, Josh Sprider shares a special celebration happening today in the 608. Stick with us. We're back in a bit. Welcome back. Happening today, the Big Gay Pride Market is at the Alliant Energy Center. The 3-day event began yesterday, featuring queer and ally vendors, drag shows, comedy performances, and a variety of food options. The Big Gay Pride Market will be there through Sunday. Now, for anybody who's thinking about heading out there, how's the weekend looking for them?
Weekend's looking pretty good overall for our friends that tune in right now up near La Crosse, up near Eau Claire, all the way down here into Madison. Those rain chances, a lot of folks are wondering, are we going to get wet today? Today's not a good chance for rain across the area. Got a couple lone showers up towards Black River Falls, zooming in towards our friends up in Eau Claire that get our signal, and maybe tuning in this morning here, a couple of raindrops as we head north and west up on the interstate. As we zoom out and look at across much of the rest of the area, dry conditions and future track taking those few showers that we have this morning going into the afternoon across parts of north central and going into northeast Wisconsin. And today, for the most part, is going to be dry. Madison temperatures getting up to right around 80 degrees, partly sunny skies, light winds. So a pretty nice Saturday, I think, overall, and basically copy and paste that for areas up towards La Crosse. A few more in the way of clouds. Those clouds are going to eventually give way to shower and thunderstorm chances as we head into Father's Day. More on that and more on the potential for severe weather for everybody come midweek. That's coming up in just a little bit.
Thanks so much. Well, June is Dairy Month in Wisconsin, and a family farm in the 608 is celebrating a big milestone. They invited our Josh Sprider to discover what keeps them going.
Yeah, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
It's a family affair at the Nunn Farm.
Everybody comes here.
Sitting on roughly 300 acres just north of Cross Plains, the memories span generations.
It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too. I mean, I'm living my dream.
Wes Nunn is the 5th-generation farmer. He now lives on the property with his wife Tara and their 3 kids, Kipton, Bo, and Hazley. Wes is proud to be the one pushing the farm over the 125-year mark.
There ain't a whole lot of farms even going over 100 nowadays, and it's just nice to be part of something great.
Not only are these memories about work, they're personal. Wes and Tara got married right here 7 years ago this week. Now they're excited to see their kids grow up on the farm.
I love it. When we moved out here 2 years ago, that was always kind of our end goal, to be here. It's always what he's wanted. And once we were out here, our 3 kids, it's his dream, it's my dream, it's all of our dream. I couldn't be happier being out here with him.
This is the family favorite when it comes to views, the hilltop overlooking the property. In addition to farming the land, they also milk around 60 cows, along with managing a herd of beef cattle, among other animals you would probably expect to see on a farm. Wes's dad, Bob, along with Bob's many brothers, are proud to see the traditions living on.
Everybody's like, oh, the farm's worth so much. It's only worth so much if you sell it, But if we can pass it on, priceless.
But will it be passed on to the next generation? Here's what 9-year-old Kipton told me.
I'm hoping to be the 6th generation. I play a lot of sports. It's hard to keep up with it all, but we do it, and I really enjoy helping my dad and other people in the summer.
That answer, of course, gets his dad excited, but Wes is encouraging the kids to live in the now.
In my cow.
I'm hoping. I'm not going to push them. I want them to figure it out themselves, kind of how my dad did for me. And, you know, I got to do the sport thing and go hang out with friends, and eventually I just came back as I guess I'm supposed to.
Wanting to pass that knowledge to the next generation is key to successfully farming into the future. In Cross Plains, Josh Breiter, News 3 Now.
The Nunn Family Farm 125-year celebration is this afternoon from 1 to 7 p.m. You can learn more about the event at channel3000.com. To even more local news this morning, a major milestone at the Dane County's Sheriff's Office. Sergeant Shantia Lucas became the first black woman hired for this position. Lucas started working for the Sheriff's Department in 2018, working her way up in the ranks within 7 years. The 39-year-old says her new position is a step in the right direction for the county.
The representation among the command staff is beginning to grow. I think that we're making a step in the right direction as far as diversity. I think that it's a mixed group. It's a great group.
The Dane County Sheriff's Office says out of 437 sworn-in command staff, roughly 5.26% are black, more than 1.6% are Asian, and 5.72% are indigenous or other. The other roughly 87% are white. If you feel like you're constantly getting scam calls, texts, or emails, you're not alone. A CNET survey found that 96% of U.S. adults receive at least one scam email, text, or phone call every week. 90% say they get scam emails weekly. Law enforcement officials warn that fraudsters have become very skilled at crafting messages that create a sense of urgency, especially on phone calls.
If you don't know who that person is after you have said hello, don't say anything further, hang up. And the reason why I say that is so important is because artificial intelligence has evolved to where scammers are actually able to clone your voice and your responses to unfortunately use those for scams later.
The FTC reports that in 2024 alone, adults have lost a collective $470 million to tech scams. And I know I just got one of those tech scams this morning, so definitely be aware you're not alone, but don't click any links, don't send any information, and just hang up. Report the call, report the text. Now, before we head to break, here's a look at last night's winning numbers. Don't go anywhere. There's still a half hour of news to go. Stick with us on Weekend Mornings. Right now, the latest escalations in Israel after early morning missile strikes.
And while today will be dry for most areas in southern Wisconsin and in much of the state, Father's Day Sunday could be a totally different story. More on that in just a bit.
Plus, how one woman shows us it's never too late to accomplish your goals. Well, good morning and welcome to Weekend Mornings. I'm Michelle Renee Quinn.
And I'm Alex Harrington, and good morning. It's Saturday, June 14th. I think we have a little bit of motivation that we want to share here on this fine Saturday, the 14th. Did you want to share our quote,
Absolutely.
Michelle?
Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. I really like this one.
I do too. Isn't that the truth? And I like the sun that's coming behind this. It just makes for a bright day. Hopefully you're off to a bright Saturday here in the area as skies continue to clear out after having some clouds overnight tonight. And those clouds will lead to some rain chances. Today, however, is going to be mostly on the dry side. But as we look at our 7-day precipitation chances here, we're going to see those bars go up and up and up. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that will continue even further out into the 10-day forecast. We got an unsettled period of time for southern Wisconsin on the way. Future Track is showing a couple of showers up towards the Eau Claire. Remember, on Saturday mornings, we have folks in Eau Claire and La Crosse that tune in to our weekend morning show, as well as folks near Madison. But showers will stay mostly to the north up towards northern Wisconsin for the most part today. We got 58 in Madison, 58 in La Crosse right now, 53 in Eau Claire. We got 60s out to the west, where conditions are starting to warm up in the state of Iowa and in the prairies of southern Minnesota. And that's that warm stuff that's going to be eventually on the way. But let's plan our day here. Madison will do 78 for a high temperature today with partly cloudy skies after a few morning clouds. More in the way of clouds up towards La Crosse. That'll hold those temperatures into the mid 70s. But if we can sneak a peek or two more of sun, we'll probably get closer to 80 in La Crosse. Coming up in Maine weather, we have to use Future Track because tomorrow's a big day. It's Dad's Day tomorrow, and I want to show you where those showers and thunderstorms may line up. Michelle?
All right, well, thank you so much. We will check back in for those thunderstorms. And switching gears here, Iran launched retaliatory missiles and drone strikes into Israel this morning. Now, that's in response to Israel's attack on Iran's nuclear program. The U.S. is assisting in Israel's defense, but denies any involvement in the initial attack. Bradley Blackburn is tracking the latest.
Overnight, explosions lit up the sky over Tel Aviv as Iran launched another counterattack. The Israeli military urged civilians to take shelter as they intercepted the strikes with the Iron Dome system. The U.S. is assisting in the defense, but some weapons slipped through. The IDF said dozens of people have been injured, some seriously, and there are reports of some deaths. Dozens of sites have been targeted. At daybreak, first responders assess the damage. The intensifying conflict has the world worried about an all-out war. It ignited Friday when Israel attacked Iran's nuclear sites. Iran claimed hundreds were injured and at least 78 people were killed, including some top officials. Israel's attack had been in the works for months. Israeli media reports Israel's intelligence service, the Mossad, built a drone base inside Iran for the assault. This video released by Mossad showing Israeli soldiers on Iranian soil.
I do think what they're trying to do is to further illustrate how the Iranian regime has lost control of their country.
Crowds gathered in Tehran Saturday chanting death to Israel and death to America. Iran's supreme leader has vowed revenge, while Israel's prime minister appealed to the Iranian people.
We're also clearing the path for you to achieve your objective, which is freedom.
The U.S. says it is assisting with Israel's defense, but was not involved in the attack, insisting Israel took unilateral action against Iran. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
President Trump does say he knew the attack was in the works, but he had been publicly appealing Israel to hold off to let nuclear negotiations with Iran continue. The White House claims that talks scheduled for tomorrow are still on despite the conflict. Switching gears here, Madison police are asking people who live on the north side to check your doorbell cameras for a suspect. A teenage girl was sexually assaulted on the city's north side on Wednesday. The teen was walking near Troy and Northport Drive when a man inappropriately touched her. She was able to get away and call police. And now the man is described as a thin white man in his 30s or 40s. He was wearing a hat, black shirt and sweatpants, and black sneakers with white bottoms. If you have any information related to this case, contact Madison Area Crime Stoppers. The U.S. Army turns 250 this morning, and the Wisconsin Veterans Museum honors those who've served for their contributions. Today, the Wisconsin Veterans Museum holds a guided museum tours all day and appearances by the Wisconsin Army National Guard Band and Color Guard. Events are free and open to the public. And before the break, here's your weekend playlist pick. It's from Nina Gundek. Now, Nina chose this song because it was stuck in her head all last weekend. We want you to check out Mr. Blue Sky by Electric Light Orchestra. And if you're interested, please send your weekend playlist pick to me to share with our viewers. You can do that on Facebook or email Mr. Quinn at WISC-TV.com. Add playlist pick to the subject line and tune in on weekend mornings to hear your song. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We have a construction update we would like to remind you of.
And take note here, the work zone here on 151. This is right up before Regent Street, then an intersection of Regent Street, and then heading up towards West Washington. So West Washington Avenue right now is closed due to the construction, and the current pedestrian bridge is closed at this point in time.
Here you can see the closure stretches from the Proudfit Regent West Washington intersection to the Vilas South Park West Washington intersection. Now during the closure, you can take a detour through Regent Street. The closure is expected to end on Monday, so you might need that detour the entire weekend.
And speaking of the weekend here, well, we're starting our weekend off on a Saturday, and a fine Saturday it is. I want to fast forward here and be first to let you know that while we do have some shower and storm chances on Father's Day, in my main weather, I will show you those shower and storm chances and who stands the best chance for them. I don't want to lose sight of the upcoming work week. Heads up that will be chances for severe thunderstorms on Monday, possibly Tuesday as well, with the highest chance on Wednesday, depending on that Wednesday weather system's placement, but it will stay unsettled clear into next weekend. So while we have severe storm chances in the forecast, I also want to call out that this will be a week where we could be looking at some heavy rainfall as well. The heavy rainfall would be appreciated, at least as long as it doesn't come down too hard, too fast over the course of the next week here. Level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather, as I mentioned, on Monday, and that means that isolated severe weather is possible from Madison areas northwest on 90 up towards Minneapolis. And then on Wednesday, the severe weather risk pushed just a little bit further to the southeast. But when the Storm Prediction Center puts an outlook this far in advance for Wednesday, the confidence is high that there will be severe weather in and close to southern Wisconsin on Wednesday. More, though, on Father's Day thunderstorm chances. That's coming up in just a little bit.
All right, and now with those severe weather chances, just some reminders: stay away from windows, check in with your local meteorologist. Am I missing any?
First Warn Weather app. You got to get that First Warn Weather app. Download that. Go to your app store, WISC Weather, and download.
Wonderful. Thanks, Alex. Well, if you've ever put your dreams on hold, sometimes it takes a nightmare to give you the push to make them come true. Brady Mallory spoke with a local woman named Merla Chappelle, who found herself in that situation. Now she shows us it's never too late for a second chance.
Oh, yes, they did.
Merla Chappelle just got her nails done.
I've never had a manicure.
Usually, her hands are too busy praying.
I pray for my neighbors. I pray for everybody.
It's helped her through some tough times, like when she dropped out of high school.
I had my daughter 3 months before I turned 15 years old. And that's when I stopped going to school.
And more recently, when doctors diagnosed her with stage 3 lung cancer in 2022.
He said, you know, you're taking this pretty good for someone to tell you you have lung cancer. And my next words to him was, because it's not over until God says it's over.
She spent a lot of time at UW Carbone Cancer Center to get chemo, immunotherapy, and radiation.
Stage 3 lung cancer is really serious and certainly life-threatening. People's treatment is very aggressive.
The experience took a toll on her body and sometimes her spirit.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's tough to think about.
Yeah.
After all of that, Chappelle beat cancer. And she wasn't about to stop there.
Oh my goodness, you just don't know.
Feeling like she had a second chance, she went back to school at Madison College to get her GED.
And I kept telling myself, you can do it.
And she did. At age 60, Chappelle got her first manicure and her high school diploma.
Yes, indeedy.
Merla serves as a source of inspiration for many people. She took the impetus of getting a life-threatening disease to go finish school.
You gotta help me out here. I don't know nothing about it.
Merla Chappelle's life hasn't always been easy.
And honey, I just pray and keep on moving.
From stage 3 to the graduation stage, somehow it all feels like an answered prayer.
I do the best that I can, put my best foot forward, trying to help myself, and I go to praying and I turn it over to God.
That was Brady Mallory reporting. Merla thanks her medical team and says, though she's glad to be cancer-free, she misses seeing them regularly for her appointments. Now she's already thinking about her next steps, and she says she's in business classes aiming to get involved in the nonprofit world to help others. Still to come in morning sports, it's Championship Saturday. Who punched their ticket to the state softball finals? That's next, but first, Alex will be tracking your full forecast. This is Weekend Mornings. Keep it here.
And before we go to break, we've got 2 birthdays we'd like to celebrate. And look who's 3. Sophie, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Sophie. And I think we got another one here, too. Harry, happy birthday to you. You folks have a wonderful birthday today. And look who's 3. We'll be right back. Earlier in our newscast, we were talking about getting spam texts. I just got one, and I deleted it and reported it as junk. Very timely. Interesting how we had that in our show, Michelle, and I just got a text and, well, it's gone now. What isn't gone is a nice day for us Saturday and much of Father's Day as well. Radar 3000 showing most of those showers north of the Black River Falls area up towards Eau Claire, a couple little pitter patters, but most of the rain, shower and thunderstorm activity today is going to be few and far between for much of the area, staying generally to the north of the La Crosse area. We can't rule out an isolated shower as we go towards 4 o'clock in northeast Iowa, but much of this stays out in Iowa, out in Minnesota, areas in southwest Wisconsin and southern Wisconsin for the most part staying dry for now. But that's going to change though as we go on into Father's Day. As I mentioned earlier in the newscast, I was going to zoom on in here. Noon tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms, La Crosse to the Dells, to Lone Rock, down to Mineral Point and Platteville. There's a saying, when thunder roars, go indoors. If you have any outdoor plans, you're going to want to make sure that you have an inside destination if one of these thunderstorms comes into your neighborhood. Not expecting severe weather at all with these thunderstorms. These will be more the garden variety, which can still have frequent lightning and heavy downpours. And then another little line of thunderstorms popping up from Eau Claire over towards the Rochester area, swinging down towards La Crosse by 6 o'clock. And then as we get into Sunday evening, we see those showers and thunderstorms wane a bit for just a little while before warm and more humid air starts to move in from the south and west, sparking some more thunderstorms as we start off Monday morning. And then that's going to really kick off a period of time from Monday going into Tuesday, Wednesday, and then there's additional unsettled storm chances in our 10-day forecast. But between now and Monday, best chances of rain are going to eye up, let's say Platteville to Lone Rock to the Dells, north and west up towards La Crosse, Eau Claire going off to the west to Rochester and Decorah. South and east towards the Janesville area, as I've been mentioning numerously, you're still in a moderate drought conditions. And unfortunately, the rain the next 24 to 48 hours probably not going to cause or give you many drops to provide some relief. But good news is good rain chances as we go Tuesday going on into Wednesday and beyond. But there is a price to pay, and that's the severe weather chance. Severe weather chance possible Monday and Tuesday. Highest chances on Wednesday, depending on Wednesday's storm track. All 3 days, there will be different weather systems moving through the area, and it stays unsettled for the next 10 days. Level 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather for a good portion of the state of Wisconsin. This means isolated severe weather is possible on Monday. Would not be surprised to see a risk on Tuesday as well. There's a risk on Wednesday. When the Storm Prediction Center puts a risk out this far in advance, I know folks might say, well, wait to see it to believe it type deal. But this far out, that means that the confidence is high that we're looking at thunderstorm chances on Wednesday that could be severe. Sports is up right now.
This is the 5th time Jefferson has reached the state softball tournament. The Eagles were looking to do something they've never done before, bring home a championship. Well, up first, it's Whitnall in the Division II semifinals, and Ashlyn Enke was dealing on the mound. The senior went 6 strong, striking out 11 while only allowing 1 hit, and she was doing it in the batter's box too. No score in the 6th, Eagles threatening, and Enke executes the sac fly to perfection to give Jefferson a 1-0 lead. Then it was Hildy Dempsey's turn, and she just took it from there, striking him out to win the game as the Eagles are headed to championship Saturday with a 1-0 win. Well, state and Poinette softball just go hand in hand. This year is trip number 13 to Madison, and the Pumas have had a lot of success. They won it all in 1998, 2005, 2011, 2018, 2019, and 2022. Poinette trying to do it again this year, taking on Laconia in the Division III semifinals. And the Pumas pounced in the first inning. Grace Gavinsky smacks one back up the middle to put her team on the board. That was part of a 3-run frame, and that was more than enough run support for Cassidy McCaffrey. She pitched a complete game shutout, striking out 11, and the Pumas are headed back to the finals with a 6-0 win. And it was game 2 between the Brewers and Cardinals. This one tied at 1 until the 6th. Christian Yelich chops one to the second baseman, and check out Jackson Chourio sliding in safely to beat the throw home. That capped off a 2-run inning for the Crew. Brewers win a close one, 3-2 the final. And that's it for Morning Sports. Have a great day.
Thank you, Zach. You too. Well, coming up, we're talking about Taco Bell, and we'll have a final look at your weekend forecast. Keep it here. The new crispy chicken strips at Taco Bell are back. Well, not back, they're new. So they're here now, but it's kind of similar to the nuggets. So those will be available starting Tuesday, and the nuggets are really good, so maybe try them out.
Sounds pretty tasty. Not going to get wet in the drive-thru today, but perhaps on Father's Day, if you want those chicken nuggets at Taco Bell, it's going to be unsettled the next week.
All right. Thanks, Alex.